Right. We're waiting for a few more people. Shut up. Right, here we go. I don't know if you mean the community or the lobby, but if you want to join the community, then I can send you their Discord on Twitter. I think it is just reserved for community members at the moment though, so I'm not sure, mate. Right, come on, let's get it started, Bruce. Surely there's more people than this. A bit boring otherwise. It might not be boring, it might be a really good race, but we'll have to see. Come on, there'll be someone else to join. Yes, we got Dava as well. Peace. This will be interesting to see how we get on. Not at the moment, mate. I can send you the thing on. I don't know. I think this is reserved for community members of the league. They might make it no problem though, so if they do, I'll send you an invite. Come on. Let's get this going. Right, guys. You like Mrs. Community then? Yeah. I'll give you this guy's Discord if you're interested. Go on to Twirling. Where are you? This one. This one. This one. This. Add that and then message it on Discord. If you want to join. There's a few leagues available and some quite often some open lobbies to join as well, so. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're making an open lobby anyway. If they do, I'll give you an invite. Because at the moment, we are just rather sat in the lobby. And we've got Daviler in as well. Slowly backing up. Unless we just start with 7. Oh, wait. Party. I can't be able to join it, so. Oh my god, that dog. We're ready out now. Or are we just going straight in? Screw it. Why not? We'll just go on with this, and then if they make it open, I'll give you an invite, Liam. But I'll do some commentary. Andre Silva, hey mate, how are you? Alright, get the stream up and running. Alright, this is going to be really difficult trying to do running comms. The easiest one will probably be doing quali while commentating, because it is just a lap guide. I'm sort of running through the lap. But we'll see how we go. Having dinner and I'll join you. Oh, it's Miriales. Yeah. I know who you are. Don't worry. Right, I don't actually have a setup for Australia. I don't think. I don't have a setup for most tracks. I hardly ever play F1 to be honest. Right, this will be interesting then. Okay, so here we are at the moment, just getting ready to load up on our setup, and I don't have an Australia setup, so we'll go with the increased downforce preset. We'll lower the fuel, we'll run 6-9 wings, we'll take that diff way down, we'll go right, left, because it's easy that way, and then we'll go, I don't know, just take the brake temps all the way down, and run that all the way to the left. Right, okay, here we go then. So getting ready for the one-shot qualifying here at Australia. It's looking to be a pretty feisty race for this 5-lapper. So in the Williams racing car then, and across the line, ready to start our lap here at Australia. Coming into turn 1 then, braking just after this blackboard, then down the gears into 4th gear, short shift to 5th, just to get that power down a little bit earlier. DRS wide open as soon as we get past the DRS line. Coming into turn 3 then, just after this black box, you want to be braking down the gears as quick as you can, trail braking, and a bit of a lock up there from Sweeney, up into 4th gear to get the power down that little bit earlier. A bit wide there from Sweeney as we head into turn 6, the fast, flat out right-hander, and coming in to round off sector 1, not the best sector 1 if it must be said, into 4th gear, using all that curb on the inside then, short shifting up to 5th, and through turn 8 we go then, flat out all the way around, and through into turn 9, braking as late as we can, down into 3rd gear, short shift to 4th to get the power down that little bit easier, following the race line as well as we can, through turn 10, just trying to make it as short of a run as possible, right, and as close to the white line as we can, and all the way out to the right hand side, down to 6th gear, flat out then, through the turn 11 chicane as much as we can, and through to start off sector 3 at the last couple of corners here at the Melbourne Park circuit, down the gears we go then, and into 4th, clipping an apex, running a little bit wide, using all the track on the exit, into 5th gear, downshift to 5th gear from 6th, into the penultimate corner, then we go, braking as late as we can, down the gears, using the engine braking as much as we can, into 3rd, into 4th, as we slowly get the power down, and then flat out through the last corner. It's not been the best lap here at the Melbourne Park circuit. Across the line we go then, it's not going to be pole, maybe it is, it's a 21.2 lap time. Is it good enough for pole position, or are we going to have to settle for 2nd or 3rd? It's going to be 3rd position for myself, ready for this 5 lap race. Let's have a little look at what the grid lineup is for today's race. So Ghost is on pole, followed by Davila, and then myself 3/10 off pole, Sonic in 4th, Sumo in 5th, and Scott retiring from the session. So we're going to advance to the race, which is going to be 5 laps here at the Melbourne Park circuit, which is looking to be a pretty interesting race, it must be said. 5 laps, so it's going to be a lot of action, and people are going to be very desperate to make those moves in the early stages. There's not much time to make the most of any carnage, or if you make a spin, there's going to be not much time to close the gap back up in front. So loading into the lobby now. We're now on the grid, and looking to turn the audio settings down because it is a little bit loud. Effects. That'll do. Right. So now on the grid and getting ready to start the first of many 5 lappers here on show for you here in the APPF1 community. We're starting on the 2nd row of the grid as we go to the lights, getting that car up to the rev gauge we need, and it's lights out and away we go, and it's a pretty poor start from myself. We've just about managed to get the power down, and we're alongside with Davila into turn 1, further back there 3 wide into turn 1. We're going to be looking to the outside of turn 1, bit of a lock up. Davila holds his position as Ghost manages to hold on to first place through turn 1. Then we're in the slipstream of Davila, heading into turn 3. We're using overtake, we're using rich mix, we look to the inside, we're going to go down the inside as late as we dares on the brakes. He's going to look around the outside of us, fair play to him. We're going to be on the outside, we're going to get forced out wide, and we're going to have to concede the position to Davila, and we're on the hunt for Ghost then, who's up in front and managing to make a commanding lead, already broken out that DRS range. Further back, it looks like there's a Renault in the wall or a McLaren. It looks like Scott is in the wall further back, and that's not going to be good for the McLaren. It doesn't look like it's actually Scott, it looks like the other Renault. I don't really know who that is, but further back then, coming in to turn 9, we're not really doing the best we can do. Ghost is pulling away from us. We're trying to match Davila's pace. We're not trying to use too much ERS at this stage in the race. We've got a long 5 laps to go, so we don't want to be wasting it too much. Coming through the turn 11 chicane, we've got Sonic right up our chuff, all over the gearbox, looking to get past in these early stages as we come into sector 3 for the first time as we look to round off lap 1. Coming in then, bit of a lock up. We're pushing as hard as we can to try and keep with these guys through the last couple of corners. Then it's very difficult for me to keep with them while commentating, but coming into the penultimate corner then, and Davila has closed up to Ghost, so potentially if we just work with Sonic to try and keep the pace with these guys, we could definitely see ourselves hopefully catching up to the guys in front. Davila then trying to get into that DRS range of Ghost, who was broken free of any DRS range at this stage in the race. Looks like he's just about managing to stay out of it from Davila, who's charging after Ghost, but we're trying to expend all of our ERS to stay with Davila and go for a late charge. But it looks like Ghost is making a very commanding lead, very quick driver, and he is very quick at this Albert Park circuit. And coming through then sector 1 once again, trying to get the power down, but it's not quite going to be what we need. And Davila then, he's looking a little bit further in front. He's now breaking out that DRS range, so he's had a really good sector 1, and we're trying to stick with him. We've got Sonic just behind us as well, looking to get past just as quickly, but nothing really going on. Scott's a further 2 seconds back, but coming through then, it looks like Davila's really close up onto the back of GG Ghost, who is at 1.8 seconds in front of myself. I'm not looking too quick. Sumo has retired from the session, so the Renault has retired. Coming through turn 11 and 12, you can see Davila has managed to get onto the back of GG Ghost, and they're going to be fighting. No DRS, of course, until lap 3, so we're going to have 3 laps with DRS here in this 5-lap race. It's still quite a lot, but Davila, very important stuff for him to get back up into that DRS range, and hopefully when they start battling, myself and Sonic can try and make some ground up on these two. But we're just trying to stick with them, just trying to get the power down as early as we can, keep ourselves in this race, and hopefully have an outward shot of claiming the race victory further back. But we go purple in the sector 3, so the pace is there, definitely. Just trying to find my groove with the Formula 1 game. We get a bit of a snap through turn 1 and 2. It does look like Davila did the same, so we're now in his DRS, but it might be beneficial to just work with him if we do catch up to him. DRS is now enabled. We're on to lap 3, so if when you're within 1 second of the car in front, you are open a flap in the rear wing, that gives you an extra 20 kph boost, opens the rear wing, so there's not too much airflow going against the car, so the air resistance is much less, therefore it's called the drag reduction system, DRS, and when you're within a second of the car in front, you're able to use that and benefit off it as much as you can. We've also got Sonic in our DRS as well, coming through turn 9 then and through into turn 10. Getting a bit squirmy on the power once again. We're now trying to settle into the pace, and Davila is only a little bit in front of us. We're in the DRS range, so we could try and launch an attack potentially if we are feeling up for it through turn 11 chicane, then giving it everything we've got, and we're a lot closer in DRS, so we're going to open the DRS flap wide open. Not quite going to be close enough on this occasion, I don't think, so we're just going to hold back and work with Davila for a little bit. Maybe if we can launch an attack into turn 1 and 2 we will, but through into the turn 14 we run a little bit wide, clip the gravel, get a bit of a squirm, and have to correct the tank slap, but through the penultimate corner then, getting the power down and lifting into the final corner. Davila with such a good run coming out of there then, and that's definitely not what we're going to be doing. He's going to go defensive into turn 1, not quite going to be what I'm doing. I'm going to follow him in the slip just to make the most of any slipstream we do have. He runs a little bit wide through turn 1 and 2, so I'm going to try and set up a little bit of a switchback maneuver. I'm on the outside, I've got DRS and overtake. I'm going to try and soar around the outside of him. He is on the inside. I'm going to brake as late as I can, get the move done around the outside. He's still on my inside. I have to look out for him. I'm going to have the inside for the next part of the left-hander. He's going to try and get a cut back on me. We're both running the number 19, myself and Davila, but the Williams of myself are going to come out on top, and we're free to try and chase Ghost, who is a very quick driver up in front. It's definitely going to be tricky, but I do believe I have the pace to do it. Hopefully, if he makes a mistake, I've got 2 laps remaining in this race, but I'm looking backwards rather than forwards. Davila on the rear end of myself, and he's definitely got Sonic for company as well. If we start battling, Scott could be an outward shot as well in the McLaren. He was looking pretty quick on Sunday, so he is definitely not one to be squandered at. Through turn 11, 12 for the 4th time, and Sonic and Davila all over myself. Davila once again has spun at the turn 11, 12 chicane though, so it has a lot of pressure off my shoulders as I come through here. I've got a massive tank slap on myself, having to correct that, managing to do it just well. So we've got Scott and Sonic right behind us. Sonic promoted into the podium place, and Ghost up in front of us as well. So yeah, Ghost looking pretty good here at Australia. He's not doing too bad. Sonic has pulled into the pit lane, or waited up for Scott. He must have got a massive tank slapper. So Scott in the McLaren up onto the podium places. We're onto the final lap of the race now. Let's see if we can try and go and catch Ghost up in front. It would be definitely a tough ask, but if we're feeling up to it, he may run out of energy or anything. We don't know, so we're just going to give it everything. If he makes a mistake, we could be on to win the race. Ghost then, my teammate in the Williams. It's a 1-2 for Williams. Haven't seen this for about 30 years. Getting a bit squabbly out of turn 4 into turn 5 or 6. I can't quite remember, but through turn 1 then. And here we go for the final time through sector 1 at 27.4. Definitely not what I want to be doing, but I've closed the gap to Ghost by about 4 tenths. Let's see if I can close it any more. I'm running out of fuel, but I'm going to be running rich mix all the way to the end of the race. Ghost then running a little bit wide. He's clipping the grass, so the mistakes are coming out. The bottle lid is open, and we're going to try and strike like a cobra over Ghosts, but we do not want to be flirting with disaster as we come through turn 11 and 12. Let's just get through it very cleanly, using all the track on the inside. That doesn't matter, just ignore it. But we've closed the gap. It's about a second now. If he makes a mistake through sector 3, we can definitely try and capitalise on that. Through sector 3 we go then. then, turn 13, and we're attacking it a lot as we can. We run a little bit wide. That's going to cost us a bit of time. Through turn 14, we chuck it in 5th gear again. Use all the track on the exit through the penultimate corner then, and it looks like Ghost is going to have us on this occasion, but regardless, it is going to be a Williams 1-2 as Ghost rounds the final corner, myself following, and across the line we go then. It's a Williams 1-2. Ghost wins the race, followed by Sweetie and Scott in P3. Sonic a further 4 seconds back in P4, and Davila the only DNF of this race. And definitely a very good race. Williams 1-2, of course, so they're not going to be too squandered with the result. And Scott is your driver of the day. A great drive to finish on the podium from the Brit. Scott Marshall, very consistent driver, puts that McLaren in very good places sometimes, especially on the Sunday night sprints. So yeah, very good race, and we'll be moving on to the So the final race rundown has been Ghost, myself, Scott, Sonic, and the 2 retirees of Davila and Sumo. We'll be joining you for the next race in a few moments' time. Looking for Bahrain. Now it's going to be the next track. Bahrain has definitely held host of some very good F1 races in the past, many of which being the 2020 Bahrain GPs. One at Bahrain, the other called the Sakir Grand Prix. The Bahrain Grand Prix, very good, a lot of action, but of course the unfortunate crash of Romain Grosjean, and the Sakir Grand Prix where we saw George Russell step up into the Mercedes to show us what he can do, and obviously that did not amount to what we hoped. So much was promised, and he's looked so good for that race win, but unfortunately on the oval circuit it just wasn't meant to be. Mercedes messed up, and George still managed to show us what he could do though. He recovered and still took his first points in Formula 1, and showed the maturity of a very good champion of George Russell. Looks like we're getting straight into the next race then. And we're getting straight into it on Bahrain. I don't think I have a setup again for this track. But let's hope we do, and hopefully I can make a bit more of a challenge today than I did last race. Fingers crossed. Looks like we'll have Mirielise 44 joining us in a little while as well. So that'll be definitely good to have an extra driver on the grid. But we come into one-shot quality once again. Let's see if we have got a Bahrain setup. We do. Yes, we do have a Bahrain setup. Awesome. Let's have a little look at the setup though. Oh, that doesn't look too convincing. Let's turn those down. Let's turn those down. And then turn that down. And everything else I think I'll leave. I think I'll leave everything else. Just wanted to turn the tyre pressures down. Do not want them boiling hot. Even in a 5-lap race, it can definitely cost you. So we're getting ready for a lap of the Bahrain International Circuit in the Williams racing car. DRS wide open as we come down the pit straight and into turn 1. We've got everything turned up, party mode, fuel mixture, everything is on as we come into turn 1. Looking for that 100 ball, breaking down the gears as fast as we can. Real trail braking in 2nd gear, and then short shifting to 3rd to get the power down a little bit easier. Short shifting for 4th, getting a bit of a squirm though through turn 2, and up the hill we go into turn 3. And here we saw Lando Norris overtake a lot of people by accident to claim his first points and 6th place in the 2019 Bahrain Grand Prix. Coming into the S's then, and we set a pretty good and a purple sector 1. Through we go then, flat for the left and using all the curb on the right. Brake as soon as you're in a straight line and down to 2nd gear. Use the little camera on the inside to help you turn the car, get the power down as soon as you can. And we come into the very tricky turn 10, downhill, left-hander braking zone, and it's very easy to lock up. Luckily we don't. We get the power down nicely as well, getting a bit squirmy though as we come out of the corner in the second stages of the launch, then coming in to what is known as very, very tricky corners here at the Bahrain International Circuit. Fourth gear, short shift to fifth, get a bit squirmy, Tokyo drift all the way around, and into turn 13, very caution curb here. Do we want to get as close as you can to it without actually touching it? We're still purple again in sector 2. We're on for a very good lap here, sideways coming out of turn 14 as we come into turn 15 and into 16 corners here at the Bahrain International Circuit. Down the gears we go then. Don't want to hit this curb on the inside, maybe a little graze, but if you do that then turn 16 isn't even a corner. We come across the line then, DRS wide open across the line for a 26.0, and that is going to be a purple lap time. We set the pole time here at Bahrain and we are in the prime position to take the race win. Let's see how the race unfolds and how we see the rest of the grid line up. But it's a Williams on pole. Let's have a look at everyone else. So Williams on pole, 7/10 back is the Haas of Davila. Sumo in the Renault, a further 1.3 seconds back. He rounds off the top 3. Scott in P4, Sonic P5, and my Williams teammate in last place in P6, a 2.4 seconds back. He's going to be looking to make some ground up in the race. I do not want to leave the session. I want to place advance, please. But we get ready for some racing then here at Bahrain. You get ready for lights out here at Bahrain, and we're on the grid, ready enough as soon as we can. No strategy changes need to be made. We're getting ready for 5 red lights, of course, and then 5 laps here at Bahrain. So hopefully it's definitely going to be a very good race. There's a lot of overtaking opportunities into turn 1, into the final corner, into turn 10 if you're brave. And at the end of the straight into turn 11, but we go to the lights, then we're on pole position. We go to 5 red lights, we get the car revved up, it is lights out, and away we go. We react very nicely to the lights, and it's a pretty good start then. It's a great start from the Renault behind. Scott with a rocket launch of a start, everyone using that overtake mode early. We come into turn 1 then, and we brake as late as we possibly can, leave room on the inside just in case anyone decides to send it, but we lead through turn 1. Further back, it looks like Sumo's managed to get himself up into P2 and claim that off Davila, who's had a pretty poor start. We claim the race lead then. We got Sumo in the Renault all over our tail as we round off sector 1, and we try and get the brakes turn. It turned very quickly there, very sharp. I was not expecting that. Sumo with a bit of a slide. It's a Renault 2-3, very good result for them as it stands. We lead through sector 1, and very, very commanding race start, and let's see if we can hold on to the race lead for the remainder of the Grand Prix. We've got 5 laps to try and hold on to it, and further back it looks like there's a bit of a confuffle. Davila trying to hang off GG Ghost, who's made up a position further back as well, up into P5, so he's had a pretty good start. Scott then down into P6 after a pretty poor start, but it did look rather potential. He had a very good rocket ship, just probably got caught up through turn 1, but we lead. 5/10 back is Sumo, and we're looking to try and just hold on to this race lead. Sumo trying to close us down. We've got 3 laps to try and hang in within that 1 second gap. Let's see if we can break it. If we can break it, happy days. We just need to break out 4/10. He's going to be using his overtake. He's going to try and stay within this DRS range until lap 3, and maybe he doesn't even need it because he's closed up a lot of time. He's in 4/10, 5/10, but we get a better launch. Further back, it's a 3-car train with Sonic, Davila, and GG Ghost, who's looking to make up positions. We lead off lap 1 then, from Simo, from Sonic, from Davila, from Ghost, from Scott, and further back it looks like a Renault's having to go defensive. Scott, Sumo with a little look. We get a massive lockup, and he's going to be all over the back of my Williams car as we try and negotiate turn 1 and 2 cleanly. He gets a bit of a tank slapper himself through into this turn 3 corner. He's looking to the inside. He's not quite going to be able to send it on this occasion through in to round off sector 1 here on lap 2. He's all over the back of us and looking rather feisty. We set a purple sector 1 for now. He's definitely gone quicker though, has Sumo. We get another big lockup though. Trail braking, not my strong boot in these F1 cars. Definitely a bit better in GT3 cars, but a lot of lockups you'll see from me today, especially into turn 10. We don't actually lock up, very surprisingly, but looks like Sumo has fallen off a little bit. He just needs to hang in for 1 more lap until he gets the DRS range, so he's going to be looking to just try and hang in with that 1 second range. I've used up no battery though. I've still got a full battery of energy to use at my disposal to try and defend from him. Into turn 13 we go then for the second time. Still, let's see if we can set another purple sector. We have set another purple sector, and we've dropped Sumo by a couple of attempts. This is going to be crucial attempts. Let's see if he can stay within that 1 second range. If he's in within this 1 second range on to lap 3. He will have DRS, so we need to watch out for that and be very cautious through into the last corner. Then we get a massive tank slapper. That'll help Sumo out very much. Definitely put into his head that I'm starting to make a couple of mistakes. We set a 28.6. Sumo goes quicker with a 28.4. He's looking to the inside. Is he going to go outside or inside? He's going to go to the outside, but he's going to be braking. He's going to bait us in. He's going to try and go for a switchback. We go in deep. We cover off the inside. He's going to set up a double cutback for the race lead. He's not quite going to be able to get the power down as efficiently as like. He's got DRS. I go straight to the inside. He's going to go even tighter to the inside. To the outside I go, trying to hold on to this race lead. He's gone in deep. There's contact for the race lead. He's going to force us off track. Not what we want. This is going to allow Sonic to try and get back in with this. And he's gone very wide and, yeah, very deep. And I should have definitely just tried to set up a cutback, but I've managed to hold on for the race lead just about, and I feel a little bit bad, but he went in very, very deep for the race lead, and that's promoted his teammate Sonic into second place, and I'm trying to hold off the charge there. He's lost a lot of time, has Sumo, and he's still got the fastest lap though, so we're taking that extra point, but we're holding on. Sonic in our DRS range, and we're very shaky off that corner, and he's in the DRS, so he's looking to make up some moves as well. Let's hope Sumo can catch back up and still have another good fight. That was promising to be a pretty good battle. Into this corner we go then. Sonic all over the back of us, and we'll be looking to try and hang on in this race. We've got a couple more laps to go, about 2.5 laps to go. We come through this corner, we go a little bit wide, all over the curb. Sonic will definitely be seeing this and try and capitalise on it as best he can. He's only 4 tenths back. He's got overtake, Rich Mix and DRS coming down this main straight. He'll definitely be looking to make a charge. He's so close for the race lead then. He's looking to set up an attack. I go into Rich Mix to try and cover him off. The closing speed will be a lot though. He's got DRS. I try to move to the inside to break the DRS, move back to the outside, but it's going to be too much. I squeeze him to the inside late. Is he going to be looking to the outside? He looks to the outside. Deja vu the Renault to the outside. I got luck up trying to hold on to the inside. I just about managed to hold on to the inside. The Renault then scrambling for power. He's got another DRS straight to try and reclaim it though. He's going to have DRS. The closing speed is a lot as well. Into turn 3 we go then. Down the inside he goes. I try and keep it around the outside. Give him the space on the inside. And I saw around the outside to keep the race lead. Just about then from Sonic. This is very good battling from myself and the Renault. He's trying very desperately to get past. He just needs to stick with me then. I've got a lap and a half to try and hold on to this race lead. Not long left to go in this race. There's a yellow flag further back. It looks like Sumo is having a bit of a kerfuffle further back. 8 tenths back then. Has Sonic fall. He must have made a little bit of mistake. Into turn 10 though. He has massively sent that and is looking to try and get back into the race lead, but I get a bit squirmy. This is going to be helping him. He's just about managing to stay within DRS down this back straight as we try and head on to the final lap, using all the curb on the exit. Through turn 13 we go, and Sonic is only 7 tenths back. He's still within DRS range, and he's definitely within the closing speed range. We come on to the final lap here on this 5-lap race. Davila into 3rd place after starting from 2nd. He's managed to make up some ground after a poor start. Goes up into 4th. He's made the most of some kerfuffle further back down into 4th gear and get a good launch onto the final lap we go then. This is crucial. We hang on to the race lead. Sonic then further 7 tenths back. Is the closing speed enough? He's going to have 2 DRS ranges to go. He's closed up a couple of tenths in the first one. Let's see if he can hang with us into turn 1 and 2. He's definitely so much later on the brakes into turn 1. Goes a little bit deep. I get a bit sideways, and this is definitely going to be what he's going to pounce on. He's got another DRS range and overtake mode left to use. It's not quite as long as a straight, but it's definitely going to be enough. Is it? No, he's a further 3 tenths back. He really needs to send it into these couple of corners for the remainder of the lap. He's got one more DRS range to use to his advantage. Let's see how well he can stick with me through this S section then as I come and attack the curbs as much as I can, but I go a little bit wide, bit squabbly, and definitely scraping the floor of my car. That bit of a lock up though as I try to get a late apex to get the power down early and get this car as quick as I can. I've got 3 more corners to go, 6 more corners to go in this race as I round turn 10 up in to the back straight, very sideways, and having to correct that there, going for a bit of Tokyo drift. Sonic though is 8 tenths back. He's not quite going to be able to launch an attack in this race just at the moment, unless he can really send it through this last sector, use all the rich mix and overtake he's got available to him. Through turn 13 I go then for the final time to try and hang on to the race lead. He's 5 tenths back, coming onto the back straight. Has he got enough overtake and rich mix? Through onto the back straight we go then. I've got 2 more corners to negotiate, and I will win the Bahrain GP then. And Ghost finds himself up into 3rd place, and he's going to be on the podium, so it's going to be a double Williams podium then as I cross the line. Sonic hasn't been able to launch enough of attack. Across the line I go then, and I win the Bahrain Grand Prix here at the Sakir International Circuit. Very, very good race then, and Very, very good racing from everyone. Very good race, and I win, followed by Sonic from GG Ghost, Dabbler in 4th, Sumo 5th, and Scott 6th. Sumo apologising for the contact there into turn 3. No worries, I probably should have gone for a cutback anyway. But yeah, let's get the stream link in the chat, so if anyone does want to come in and check in my commentary while racing. We're here at Vietnam. Never done this track on this game, I don't think, not properly at least. Oh golly, this is going to be interesting, isn't it? I don't even know the corner names, I don't know anything, I don't even have a setup or anything for this track, so this would definitely be interesting. YouTube and Twitch streams, boom, bang, dush, there we go. Right, we're getting ready to go straight away. We've got Mirieles in the race as well. So he's finished his dinner and he's coming to join us for a quick 5-lap shootout, which is going to be just pretty decent for ourselves. Just waiting for Scott to ready up. Of course, we're waiting for Scott. He's probably busy talking to his 2 fans. The typical Scott thing to do. He's making time for his 2 fans, you know, his brother and his sister. But yeah, no joke. We all love Scott. We all love Scott. He's a legend. Sometimes, other times you just like taking the mick out of him. But yeah, no worries, Scott. I'll be your fan. Right, we get ready for Vietnam. Don't really know what setup to put on. Should we just go for an increased downforce setup? Not maximum down. Should we just keep it balanced? Let's keep it balanced. Let's play it safe. We're 4-7 because turn the diff down because I do not want to be spinning out of every corner. We'll leave that. We'll put the brake bias up. We'll put the tyre pressures down. Put these down. Put this down. Awesome sauce. Right. Let's get ready to go racing then, here at the Vietnam Hanoi circuit, which potentially has had all this talk. It was announced initially in 2018. We finally saw it in 2020. Got cancelled, and it's already been removed off the calendar. So Hanoi, yeah, great time, you know, great amount of time, energy, and effort wasted, and money, of course, on this circuit. Oh well, we've still got to enjoy or disenjoy on the F120 game as I go very deep into turn 1, having to cut back and through the roundabout. It's a very long right-hander, I'm sure. Yeah, it's a long right-hander into turn 3 and into turn 4, trying to get the power down. I've smacked into the wall, completely and utterly done my wing in, so great start to the to the lap. Really enjoying this circuit at the moment, I have to say. Into whatever corner this is, and I go very deep into the roundabout. First gear to get the rotation. You can tell I've not done this circuit. Taking a very wide line with the understeer to try and get a good exit. Short shift in, 5th, and onto the back DRS straight. The walls are everywhere. I could turn left, hit a wall, turn right and hit a wall. But through down the DRS straight then, and we activate DRS very far down the straight, but we've got a long way to go. Pretty much most of the lap taken at full throttle, and then we've got a twisty turny bit towards the end into this very hard braking zone. Then we go down the gears as quick as we can, trail braking, massive lockup because of the front wing taking a lot of the load onto the tyres. Sideways coming out as well, bit of a Tokyo drift as we go our way about it into this corner. Then into 3rd gear, not missing the apex by much, but definitely missing the exit point by quite a lot. Flat through the S's, then nearly flirting with disaster. Then through here we go, very wide, getting a lot put into the car, a lot of lock. done on the sides. These tyres are going to be feeling very strange. We lock up, go straight off the track, and we're going to have to reverse out of this one. You can tell I don't play Formula 1 very much. I'm more of a Gran Turismo Assetto Corsa man myself. We'll go sideways across the line. How about that? And we can't even do that properly. We can't even Tokyo drift properly. We can't even drift properly. That's just embarrassing. This is why I stick to the commentary side of things. Sideways across the line. Brilliant. Alright. Right, we're getting ready for lights out here at the Hanoi circuit. Not much I can tell you about it, but it looks to be a pretty good race. Walls on either side, so we're going to be flirting with disaster quite a lot, and it doesn't look like overtaking is going to be in too much of an abundance. But hopefully we can make a couple of moves and try not to hit the wall on our way. But we go to the lights then, just waiting for Miriles 44, or otherwise known as the Williams. He's in a McLaren for today, so both got Mercedes engines. What's the difference? But as we go to the lights here at the Hanoi circuit, revving the car up as best we can. Then as we go to 4 lights, 5 lights, so hold for very long, lights out, and away we go. We react very nicely, get a pretty poor start up into third gear, 4th gear up in front. Looks like there's a couple of swaps to the lead. We're going to be going rather cautious into turn 1. Miriel's very cautious. We're going to look to go around the outside. Davla's got a bit of damage. We're going to be looking to try and get around the outside of him into turn 2. The long sweeping right hander. We're trying to get the power down and drift our way around the outside. We're on the outside. We're just about going to make it stick. We're going to have the inside for the next corner. We're going to claim the racing line, and we're on the back of Miriles. Then down this middle straight, we're going to use all our DRS. We're going to go to the outside, make him wait. We're going to dummy to the inside. There's space on the inside. We're going to brake as late as we can into the roundabout section. A bit of contact made with Miriles. Down the inside we go then, just before the roundabout section, and this is a crucial move to make as we try and make our way back up the field through the roundabout, then short shifting our way up the gears. Up the gears we go then, on onto this back straight, expending all of our ERS, trying to get back onto the back of Sumo and Scott up in front. Potentially the podium is on offer today. We're not waste our battery. We're going to use it to slingshot our way down. I've completely and utterly smacked into the wall. There's contact with the wall, and that has completely broken my front wing off. Hopefully it's not too bad low, but coming into the hairpin, then braking as much as we can. Big lock up and short shifting into 3rd, and then 4th to get the power down as quickly as we can up in front. Looks like there's a bit of battling going on. So my teammate Ghost leads the way up in front. Myself down in 5th, out of 7th. So not the best from myself. Into the S section we go then. Long swooping corners, then chucking it through as much as we can. Flat for most of it, and then having to lift for the final bit. Trying to hug this inside apex as much as we can. Bring it over to the right. Chuck it into the left and ride this corner. We're trying to close up on the back of Sumo up in front. It looks like a big train up in front, so hopefully we can try and make the most of any battling that goes up in front. Having to chuck it into the final corner, full commitment, run against the wall, flirt with disaster, and we're going to be damaging the front wing even more. We're going to be losing a lot of downforce then, and that's definitely not ideal. Very similar to Quali in that respect, but not quite as damaged as I'd been expecting. But through turn 1, 2 and 3, trying to get the power down for turn 4. We're going to be wide again, tap the wall, just a bit of a wall tap. It's all good, nothing done at the moment. So coming through then, and we're just trying to hope that these guys have a bit of a squabble up in front that can close the gap a little bit more for us through into the roundabout section, then using the gears to get the extra rotation, jump that curb on the inside and try and run a little bit of a tighter line, taking a late apex, then get the power down and launch off the corner with DRS and overtake. Davila has retired from the session then. Is that him in a wall? It may well have been, or he might well have just given up But here we go then, trying to chase down the front guys up in front. We've almost used up all of our ERS already. We've pulled the Daviler. We haven't saved the ERS we need, but they're in a massive train up in front, and I do not want to be losing out of DRS. Scott goes very deep. Sonic is wide as well. This has allowed us to close up. Sumo has made the most of it, and he's managed to get a cutback on the both of them. Up into second place then has Sumo. That's a great move from him. We go purple into sector 2. Great stuff from myself. Probably not deserved whatsoever, but into the S section then. It looks like Scott's got a bit of damage. He's not turning in as efficiently as he would like. Nope, he seems to be fine. Just a bit of tyre wear maybe on the front of that McLaren. He seems to be pushing on. He's all over the back of Sonic. The Renault is telling us to pit. I'm going to stay out. It's not worth the pit stop. But into this final couple of corners then, Scott in fourth. We're trying to chase him down and getting the massive tanks up, and then just can't quite get this car turned. But Scott managing to tap the wall as well, so he's having the same issues as myself here at the Hanoi circuit. Down into turn 1 then we go. Scott up in front. Sonic looking to try and hang on to that podium. Me and Scott maybe having a little bit of battle. Myself and the McLaren then looking pretty good. He gets a lock up, so do I. Going very mirror image then between myself and Scott. We're going to have DRS, we're going to have overtake. He's also got ERS and overtake, so we're not going to quite be able to launch an attack. I'm going to save my ERS down this middle straight and save it all up for the back straight, because that's where we're going to need it. On Scott down to first gear just to try and get that extra rotation. Sonic up in front as well, not having the best battle, best time up in front either, but we're on the back of Scott then. He's just about within DRS range of the guy in front as well of Sonic. The Renault then, we're all fighting for this podium. Renault, McLaren and Williams all fighting for the podium into this fast section of the track, flat out down this main straight. Scott saving energy. He's on the back of Sonic. He looks to the outside. Sumo and Ghost have both gone to the outside. Scott goes then around the outside of the Renault. He's looking for a cutback. He gets a cutback. I'm trying to follow him through. I managed to follow him through. Sonic then can be completely mugged by myself and Scott, who both make up moves, and I'm going to be using overtake. I'm going to be up the inside of Scott, then into this corner. He's going to leave me the room. I jump over the curb, bit of contact with his rear wheel. Hopefully that's not going to be a puncture, but Scott has managed to get himself up into the podium places and myself up into the top 4, and we're going to be trying to close Scott down then through this last sector, really giving it everything I've got, using the curb on the inside. Scott just chucking it through every corner and getting a little bit wide. Into the penultimate corner we go. This is where I've struggled to get the power down and get the car turned, but myself and Scott still seeming to have the same issues through. There he goes then. He's tapped the wall on the entry and the exit, and we're going to capitalise off this. We're going to get the move done down the inside into turn 1, giving the room on the outside in case he wants to send it. Sonic looks like he's going to follow us through. A bit of contact on the rear end of myself. He's going to have DRS down this middle straight as well. If he hasn't picked up any damage, that could definitely be in his hands, as he's going to have a lot more downforce than myself, but we find ourselves up into the podium places. Further up, we've got Ghost and Sumo, both looking pretty good. Sumo chasing down Ghost then. He's only a few tenths off him. These two looking to have a pretty good squabble then. Further back with myself and Sonic. He's very closing us up, pushing myself through the gearbox then. He's going to be looking to try and strike as best he can. Use his ERS and DRS down this main straight we go then. He's only 5 tenths back. He's going to be looking to make a claim and reclaim his podium place. Scott has fallen a little bit behind. It looks like he's got pretty major damage. We're going to disable the overtake button, the ERS management system, which gives us an extra 140 brake horsepower to use then down this main straight. Is Sonic close enough? It doesn't look like he is. It's going to be a bold dive to make down the inside. We just about get it stopped down the inside into third gear on the exit just to get the power down. It's not going to work for us. We get a massive tank slap of Sonic behind, getting a very good Tokyo Drift show, but coming in to the next braking zone, Sonic right behind us, really pushing us there. You can see the gap up in front is 4 seconds. Looks like they're having a bit of a tussle now as we come on to lap 4, nearly lap 5. We're on the penultimate lap of the race. Sonic all over the back of us. We're going to try and hang on to this podium place. It'll be another double podium for Williams, who so far haven't been off the podium in these 5 lap races. And Ghost looking very, very good up in front to try and claim another race win. So far Williams have won every race and every third place. They've set on every podium place in these 5 lappers, but Sonic looking eager to get past. Is it going to be a dive down the inside? Yes it is. I'm going to set up a cutback. He goes in very deep, and I'm going to try and saw around the outside again. He's gone in very deep. We're going to be side by side for the podium place. Sonic up the inside. I'm going to back off and try and claim DRS. I've got the DRS. He's looking very slow, so I'm going to try and get the power down as best I can. He's going to be looking to the inside early. I go to the outside early, and I'm going to be looking very committed. I'm going to soar around the outside then onto the final lap. Sonic hasn't got anything to defend with. Looks like he's used up all his ERS fast as well. Go a little bit deep into the roundabout section, but I just need to hold it off. He could definitely go for an audacious send up the inside if he's feeling brave. Up the inside he looks, but it's not going to be enough. He's going to have DRS and ERS down this back straight. I'm going to have to deploy early. I'm going to have to give it everything I can to hang on to this third place. Into this fast section he goes then. It's not much of a straight. It's got a couple of kinks on it as well. But he is in the slip. He is up the inside. We're going to defend half-heartedly to the inside. Let's hope he goes in deep again. I'm going to try and set up a cutback, similar to how me and Scott did earlier. He goes in very deep, locks up. So I've managed to make a rather good switchback maneuver, but I go very sideways. Scott inherits 4th place, so we both managed to overtake Sonic at the same place we did a few laps previously. On the final lap then, it looks like pressure has been alleviated off my shoulders as Sonic was sent deep through the S section for the final time then. Ghost still managing to hold on to that lead. Sumo with the fastest lap. He's all over the back of Ghost at the moment, looking to claim the race lead. Into the final couple of corners they go then, and across the line is Ghost going to hang on for another Williams race win. Across the line he goes then. Is it going to be Ghost or is it going to be Sumo? Across the line, Sumo spun just before the line. Can we claim 2nd place across the line? No, Sumo claims 2nd from Ghost, who finishes 1st, and myself rounding off the podium. But after what was a pretty mediocre Vietnam Grand Prix, Ghost wins the race, followed by Sumo, myself rounding off the podium, Scott in P4, Sonic in P5, the Williams in P6, P7 goes to Davila as he did DNF. And we move on to the next race, which I'm pretty sure should be China. If not, do correct me. I'm not too entirely sure about that one. Right, it is Zandvoort instead of China, so sorry for the mishap. But yeah, we're here at the Zandvoort circuit, the Dutch circuit called Zandvoort. It's Max Verstappen's home race. Unfortunately, he hasn't managed to have a home race here at Zandvoort just yet. Hopefully in 2021 he can get that done. We're readying up already to go to the grid. Already an hour into these 5 lappers. Probably do a couple more, then come off and call it a day. Let's have a look. Where are we now? Zandvoort. I'll go to Canada. Let's see. I'll get to Canada. We'll do Canada, and then we'll call it a day. Right, here at the Zandvoort circuit then, getting ready for qualifying as we come on and try and load up a setup. We have got a setup for Netherlands, so that is pretty awesome. 6.5, pretty unorthodox wing setup. I'm going to put that brake pressure up. I don't want anything lacking on the brakes, and tyre pressure's down as well. So readying up now and getting ready for one-shot quali here at the Zandvoort circuit. Very, very good track in GT3 cars. Haven't really experienced it in Formula 1 cars, but we'll definitely see how this one plays out. Right, as we get ready for our one-shot qualifying lap then, through the very fast banking that they installed ready for the F1 races to make it a little bit more interesting. DRS wide open down this pretty short pit straight, but coming in to turn 1, then braking just before the 50, aiming ourselves at the apex in 3rd gear, not trying to tap the wall, that's not ideal. 4th gear and on the power as early as possible into this very quick right-hander that you then chuck it in. Very long sweeping left-hander that's very difficult to get the power down. As you can see there, we go very sideways, and coming up the hill, very long sweeping corners as well into the fastest corner on the track. Other than the banking, really have to lift it and full commitment, full throttle through these corners, chucking it into the middle sector, into the infield section, braking for this one down to 3rd gear, using the inside curb there to get the car a bit round, sideways out of it, and 3rd gear. Try not to use too much of the curb, it really unsettles the car. As you see there, do not want to be using any inside curb around this track. It is definitely going to slow you down into the chicane, then braking just at the start of that curb there, missing the first curb just a little bit, swooping out, cutting in for a late apex, short shifting up to 5th gear, sideways coming out and through into the penultimate corner we go then, bit of a lock up, having to short shift to 6th to get the power down through the banking, then just making it as short of a run as possible, easily flat in Formula 1 cars. The DRS wide open and across the line to set a 1:11.2, not the best lap time for myself, a lot of so let's have a little look at the rundown. So, Davila is on pole, 7/10 clear of myself, Scott in P3, Mirielez in P4, Sumo, Sonic and Ghost all not setting lap time. They'll be rounding off the bottom 3 positions on the grid then as we go to the grid here at Zandvoort. Getting ready for the lights out then. Here at the grid, final preparations by the teams to make them extra little couple of tweaks to the cars. Obviously not too many. Park Ferme does prevent any major setup changes before the race. Once you head out for your first lap in qualifying, the major setup changes such as toe angle, suspension, anything really. The only things you can change are brake bias, on throttle diff, and the front wing, I'm pretty sure. So you've got the front wing, on throttle diff. Can you change the off throttle? You can change all the diff, and then that's pretty much it. Other than tire pressure, you can change tire pressures as well. Did not know that. Very interesting. Did not know you could do that on previous M1 games. You definitely couldn't. We're on the front row though as we go to the lights. 3 lights, 4 lights as they light up your screen. Held for long. Revving the car up. It's lights out and away we go. We try to react as best we can. It's a pretty poor start. Pretty shaky. Scott again with a good start. Davila with a good start. Up into first place already. The McLaren's going side by side through turn 1. Just about Scott managing to become the victor. We're trying to stake with Davila, who's looking very quick here at Zandvoort. He goes very deep. We try and set up a cutback. Scott looking up our inside. We try and short shift. Get the power down as effectively as possible. We just about managed to do that. ERS as wide as we can. Coming up the hill. Rich Mix as well. Trying to stick with Davila. The dirty air will definitely be playing a factor. It goes a little bit deep. We're going to close up in on the gearbox of Davila all over the back of him. Hopefully this is going to be a pretty good race. Through into the infield section though. We've been spun round by the curb. And we've been spun round. We're going to try and have to reevaluate our situation at the moment. Having to just correct ourselves. And we're definitely going to be on the back foot then. Bottled it in the dirty air behind Davila. And we're definitely been trying to close up some ground then for the next 5 laps. Big bottle there from Sweeney, who is looking rather shaky and having to try and get his head back into the game. Not what you want to be doing on stream, but it's a spin nonetheless, and absolute calamity. So we're going to be trying to claw back at whatever we can. Sumo up in front. In 6th place, it's definitely going to be our target to see if we can catch back up to him. It's going to be tricky though, as Sumo is very quick. If it does become too bad, I'll probably just retire and commentate on the rest of the race. Let's see if we can catch him though. We are catching him at the moment down the straight then. We've got 5 laps to try and catch Sumo into turn 1 then for the 2nd time. Down to 3rd gear, riding the curb again. Very easy mistake to do. Let's see, I'll just commentate on the action up in front. Let's have a little look. So I'm going to pull myself off the track and let's have a look at the action up in front. So Davila leads from Scott. Let's get the track map and telemetry up. So the interval as well. Davila setting purple sectors in the middle of the track. into sector 1 and 2. I've pulled over. You can see that's what the yellow flags are for. Further back though, we have got Mirielez, Sonic and Ghost all fighting for this P3 position. Down the inside Sonic goes. He's going to be claiming that podium place. Mirielez trying to keep it around the outside, and he's going to have the inside for the next chicane, and that's definitely going to help him out. Sonic to the outside. He's going to super around the outside, and the Williams of Ghost as well trying to get his way past. So Sonic has managed to super around the outside of the McLaren, who's struggling on his brakes. Definitely trying to use no ABS on his controller. Not the easiest thing to do. So Sonic swoops around the outside. The Ghost in the Williams looking to get himself up the inside through the bacon. Bold move to make, and this is an important move to make. Can Mirielez stick it around the outside? He's using overtake as best he can, but he's going to have to commit defeat and tuck back in. So Ghost released to try and chase down Sonic for that podium place and do Williams proud and stick on the podium because I bottled it. I can't do anything. Davila is taking a commanding lead, running the 19 number very, very well. Ghost looking to just try and chase after Sonic. He's getting a little bit of a tank slapper coming out of that corner, and definitely trying to chase him down. The gap is coming down rather quickly, is Ghost, and he's trying to chase down that podium place. He's looking rather good to do so. He's got the pace in that Williams. He just doesn't need to make any more mistakes. He's on lap 3. He's got DRS, and there's only 2 detection points. He's got one through here and on the run into the chicane, and he's got another one down the pit straight. Obviously, the only track not to do that, I believe, is Silverstone. The only track without a DRS straight on the pit straight, but nonetheless he's just about hanging in that DRS. Sonic hooking up that middle sector just as well, and it's another Williams round. He's got over the curb and spun himself round, so absolute calamity for Ghost there, who's had to be spin round, and he's at the back, so it's going to be a Williams 6-7 as it stands. But Scott has managed to close the gap to Davila, who no doubt has run out of ERS, but so has Scott. They're on an equal number of ERS, so it's going to be a pretty equal run to the line then, as to see who can keep their ERS intact. He's in the DRS range of Davila. It's going to be an interesting fight for the race lead then. Let's see if he can close this down. Let's see if he can get the gap closed down. It should have been me up in that second place, but I obviously bottled it. But 8 tenths back is Scott. He's looking to try and get past Davila. 9 tenths is the gap. He's hanging on in that DRS range. Davila not saving the ERS as best he can. There's a lot of braking zone, so it could be quite easy to do that around this circuit, but not on the brakes for very long before you're coming off and putting the power straight back down to use it again. So it's pretty balanced itself out. But that striking McLaren livery trying to chase back the ground on that Haas, who is leading the race, and darting to the inside to cover off the slipstream. They're sweeping over like snakes. Let's see if Scott can be a snake and strike like a cobra on the final lap. He's going to be giving it everything to claim that first position. He's pushing everything he can. He wants this first position. He wants that win. And in the McLaren, it'll be absolute scenes if McLaren can be back on the top step. Even more scenes if Haas can hang on to the McLaren to take the race lead. 6 tenths is the gap then, and Scott is chasing it down. Sumo is on the back of Mirielez for 4th place. Will stay on the battle for the lead. But Sumo is pushing him very, very hard further back, but back up to the front, and Davila is trying to hang on to Scott then. Through into the infield section we go then, and this is where Davila has proven to be very quick. Sumo and Mirielez having a bit of a tussle further back. Davila and Scott looking to have a little bit of a battle, but Scott is running out of opportunities and time to make the gap if he wants to win the race. Mirielez is managing to pull the gap back up to about 6 tenths. Scott through the chicane then. He's not going to be quite close enough to Davila, who's looking to hang on for the win and the first non-Williams win of the night. Scott then across the line. It's not going to be enough. Davila will come across the line to win the Zandvoort and the Netherlands Grand Prix across the line, followed by the McLaren of Scott. Sonic will take a close third. Further back though, the run to the line between Sumo and Mirielez. He's not got a lot of ERS to play with. There's going to be a run to the line in the slipstream, and DRS, who's going to take 4th. It's going to be Mirielez who hangs on for 4th. So it's a McLaren 2-4. Very good points then from the pairing, and Davila wins from Scott, from Sonic, from Mirielez, from Sumo, and Ghost rounds off the grid in 6th place. So very, very good action there at the Zandvoort circuit. Always going to be tricky to put on a belter of a race, but they managed to do just as well as they could. I definitely didn't help with my little spin towards the start, but very good race nonetheless, and we'll be moving on to the next one rather swiftly. So we've got Spain up next then. Very, very interesting track for racing. Hasn't produced much in the sense of real life racing, but on the sim it can be interesting. There's not as much prevalent dirty air on this game, so you can definitely follow a lot easier, especially through that last chicane. Turn 1 and 2 cut back on each other as well, so definitely interesting to see how the race gets. I'm still managing to be second in the championship despite the DNF, so not too bad, but Ghost and it's a Williams 1-2 in the championship. So I think we are just taking 5 minutes break for a little bit, and then we'll get straight back into the action with some more 5-lappers. So hopefully we get underway rather shortly with everyone. Right, we're finally readying up and we're getting ready for Spain. So looking to be a rather interesting race, it must be said. Right, we're getting ready for the one-shot quali event here at the Catalunya circuit. It's actually called the Circuit de Barcelona Catalunya. Let's see if we do have a Spain setup. We do. Lovely. From ages ago though, so probably is no good, but we'll sit. No, it looks pretty good anyway, so it's pretty awesome. So getting ready for a lap of the Catalunya circuit. Coming across then, DRS wide open, one of the longest pit straights. It's the longest run from lights to turn 1. Don't want to be activating DRS, but coming in to turn 1 then, looking at to use all the curb, braking just after the 100 down to 4th gear. Use the curb on the inside, 5th gear, try get it flat for turn 2, flat for turn 3 as we go through the gears, using that curb to hook the car around. Not the best run through turn 2, but grounding off sector 1 then, and into turn 4, braking at the priority board, down to 4th gear, short shift to 5th, 6th, to get the power down as early as you can. 21.2 through the first sector, it's purple, through into turn 5 then, get a bit of a lock up, cut it back for a good exit though, so it's all good, bit shaky off the line, and it through into the very tricky chicane, brake down to 4th gear, use the camera on the inside, get the uphill, you go in and try not to unsettle the car too much, bit of a flick and chuck it into here. We get a massive tank slapper and we're going to have to take to the old GP circuit. Not too bad though, and nope, we spun under acceleration, so our first bottled hot lap other than Vietnam. Brilliant start then as you tune in to me spinning it. Slow down, Sweeney. Yeah, I got a speeding ticket. See, Trit, it's your fault. As soon as I'm with you, the bottle lid opens. I'll retire from the session. Don't want them having to. Guess I did open the bottle, Trit. Yeah. Right, so the grid lineup is Davila, Scott, Sonic, Miriales, Sumo, who got disqualified, and both Williams starting at the 6th and 7th final rows on the grid. When you finish racing, I'll do a couple more and I'll come back on, mate. Alright, we get ready for lights out here at the Circuit de Barcelona Catalunya. We're going to be starting at the back and looking to carve our way through the field, so look out for some overtakes. So here we go then, we're on the grid, final setup adjustments being made as we get ready for the lights. Waiting for 3 people to ready up. We've got Scott as per usual, waiting for him and his 2 fans, but we go to the lights, and 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. Let's see how long we're held for. And it's lights out and away we go, and it's a pretty shaky start from everyone, very cautious and tentative, but it's a poor start, and our teammate Ghost has got a very good start. It's a very long run into turn 1 then, and you can see they're 3 wide up in front. Scott inherits the lead, then we're up the inside of our teammate into turn 1, we're up the inside of the Renault as well, who goes a little bit wide. We're going to be on the outside for turn 2, and we managed to make that move up into P5 stick, and we're going to be on the back of Miriales and Davila then for try to get past into the podium places. Miriales is slow. Can we get the power down around the outside? Scott's disconnected from the session. Not the best thing he wants to be doing while leading a race. Typical. Scott leads the race and he disconnects. Just his luck, but Miriales goes in a bit deep. We're going to capitalise off this, take a tighter line, get a better exit, run it out, and we're going to be up the inside into turn 4. It's an illegal overtake, so we're going to have to give the possession back anyway. So we'll let him back through and give him that position back, but we're going to be on the outside for this corner. We're going to try and send it around the outside, keep him pinched on the curb, and soar around the outside into P4 then, and we're going to be on the hunt for Davila then as we try to get back onto the podium. Down to third gear, second gear, short shift up to third. Once again, up the hill we go then. Try not to unsettle the car too much. Long sweeping right-hander down to third, short shift to get the power down into the final chicane then. Very full send, use the curb on the inside, don't spin out like I almost did there, but through the final chicane then, use all the curb you can, don't unsettle the car too much. Short shift up the gears and we're on the back of Davila then. No DRS until lap 3. Scott is still managing to set the fastest lap and pulling away from everyone despite being in AI mode. Perhaps that's a strategy in these APPF1 races. Just go in AI mode, you'll win the race. Down into turn 1 then, you can see Davila is on the back of Sonic for P3 and P2. Let's hope we can close in on this battle. Can't quite take it flat with the heavier fuel in these 5-lap races. In the race, in quali of course, it is very easy to take it flat. We go quicker in sector 1, obviously it's lap 2. No purple sector though, unfortunately for us. Into turn 3 we go then, and into sector 2. Starting this up, we can see we've caught up onto the back of Davila and Sonic up in front. Down the gears we go into this chicane then. Try not to spin out, get the power down. You can see how much better Davila and Sonic are at getting the power down than I am. But through this long right hand then, try not to spin out like we did a lap previously. Davila is all over the back of Sonic. Is he looking up the inside? Not quite on this occasion for P2. We're now on the back, so this is the fight for P2 and P3. The loser of this will be off the podium. We managed to pull away from our teammate G-Ghost, who was further back, but we're on the back of Davila then. Not going to have DRS until next lap. We're closing in on the braking. We get a bit of a tap onto the rear end of Davila. Try not to lock up. We were looking for a send up the inside, but didn't quite come to fruition then. We're on the back. We're in the slipstream of Davila. Can we make a move up onto the podium place? He's using DRS and ERS as well, so he's going to be in rich fuel mix, so we're just going to save our ERS and use the slipstream to stay with him instead of wasting our battery. And typical Davila fashion, wasting his battery down the straight, but we're going to be on the back of him, trying to short shift up the gears and try and take turn 3 flat. We're going to be full commitment through here. It's not quite going to be enough. He gets a better run than us through there. So for the podium place, can I look to the inside or can I try and look to the outside? Bait him in to try and get a good cutback. I've taken a tight line coming out of the corner. He's going to be on the inside. I'm going to late switch to the inside. Down the inside I go then. That's a very aggressive move up the inside to take the podium place off Davila. He's on the outside still though, but I'm going to claim that position and take third. He's going to look up the inside again. I'm going to give him the space into the chicane, but I need to go and catch Sonic. But he's on the back of us. He's going to be up the inside into this corner. I'm going to chuck it around the outside. Is he going to give us the space? I'm on the gravel and I'm going to have to concede that position. He's got DRS also. Very aggressive fighting from me and Davila then. Down on the brakes then into this hairpin. He goes a little bit deep. Going to try and set up a cutback. This is not what we want to be doing to be catch Sonic, but it's a very good battle indeed. Looking to the outside then, not quite going to come to fruition. We're going to try and set up a cutback, get the power down then, and we're going to be up the inside, are we? No, we're going to back out into the chicane. Very wise thinking there from myself. And through the chicane then, this is the fight for the podium place. It looks like our teammates closed up with all the confuffle as well. On to the 4th lap then. We're going to have DRS coming down this pit straight. Is it going to be enough with just DRS? He's saving his battery, so we're going to deploy ERS to have that extra 140 brake horsepower just for a moment. We're going to soar down the inside. Can we retake the race line under braking? We're going to close the gap. He's going to look to the outside, but it's just going to be a closing gap. He's still there. We try and give him the space, but it's not going to be just enough. We have to close the gap, unfortunately, and that's a very good battle, and he's lost the position to our teammate. We're up into the podium places then, and our teammate up into 4th place as well. And Sonic looking to try and hang on to that P2. We've got 2 laps to try and catch him. He's on the back of Scott's AI, and we're going to be looking to try and chase him down. It's Mullins joined, so nice of Harrison to come and join us. Don't know where he got an invite from, but oh well. But looking to try and chase down Scott and Sonic up in front. We've closed the gap a little bit. We just need to try and eke into that DRS range up in front. He's a little bit wide, so we're now in that DRS range. We could potentially win the race for Williams, get back onto the top spec, looking for that 100 board, down the gears, trail braking down, late apex to try and get a good exit, short shifting up the gears, try and take that flat. It'll unset the car if I do so though. Getting the power down, just short shifting up the gears to get the power down as easy as we can. Through into the chicane then. Bit of a lock up from Sonic. Can we look up the inside? No, not on this occasion. We're going to back out, try and set up a good exit. We've got DRS as well. We've got a very good exit over Sonic and Scott, who looks like he's rejoined as well. So on the back of him now onto the final lap. We have a chance of winning. We set a purple sector to 3. We dart to the inside, then dummy to the inside, and we up the inside into turn 1. Then he's just slightly ahead. We're going to be very deep on the brakes. He's going to be to the outside. He's going to be on the inside for turn 2. We're going to soar around the outside and have the inside for turn 3. Up the inside we go then for second place. Scott up in front, and we claim the position of Sonic, who's still on the back of us though. So we're going to go semi-defensive into turn 4. Up the inside we go. He's looking to the outside. Not quite going to work. He's not going to get the turn in that he needs. Into turn 5 then we go as deep as we can on the brakes, pushing as hard as we can. Can we get Scott as well in the race? We're going to use all of our rich mix left available to us. We're in the DRS of Scott. Can we make a late charge for the lead of the race? He's a bit wide through the chicane. This is what we're going to be pouncing on. 5 tenths is the gap for the race lead on the final lap. Can we do it? In DRS, we're going to be using all of our overtake left available. We've only got a few corners left to do it. Into the chicane we go then, closing down the gap as much as we can. He gets a little bit of a better run coming out of the hairpin than we do, but we've still closed the gap as much as we can. He's a little wide through this long sweeping right-hander. Coming into the chicane then, he's got a bit of a lock-up. Can we try and set up a cutback through the chicane? He's going to be parking the bus then, not letting us through. We're going to try and short shift. We get a bit of tank slapper, so Scott is going to hold on. Can we hold on to second place after that massive tank slapper? Looks like we will. Scott wins from myself here at Catalonia. Very, very good racing then between myself and Sonic. Very, very good and very, very aggressive racing, it must be said. But we managed to claim P2. Scott wins the race, followed by Sonic and our teammate in P4, Davila P5. And it looks like Muriel in P6. They want to play Bruno. You're going to get taken out, probably. They want to play Bruno. I'll play Bruno in a bit then. I'll do one more and I'll come play. Oh wait, Harrison's joined. Ah. It's going to be Harrison that takes me out. Brilliant. He's being a noddy. He's called you a noddy trait. Interesting. So yeah, we'll do one more and then I'll end the stream there, and hopefully you've been enjoying it. Are we doing RG? We can do. I'll play Bruno for a bit though. It's Monaco, brilliant. It's Monaco. Oh, Willis is in. Hi Willis, you're racing. That's brilliant. You'll probably beat all of us, but that's awesome. It's Monaco, so this will be interesting to see how well we can do. Right, here we go then for Monaco. This is going to be an exciting race. Very, very challenging track. A lot of drivers love it for the challenge. It's the principality of the F1 calendar. I would come and join, but I win. Yeah. But it's the principality of Monaco. Very, very iconic and historic circuit. If you win here, it's one of the most emotional races to win. A lot of drivers have said. So yeah, definitely going to be looking to try and claim a victory here at Monaco. And you know, it's one of also the Triple Crown races. So obviously the Triple Crown, if you win the Monaco Grand Prix, you win the Indianapolis 500, and you win the 24 Hours of Le Mans, you claim the Triple Crown. Right, so getting ready for Monaco. We're going to put this setup on, unless we've got one. I don't think we do. I don't think we ever settle for Monaco, no. We're at maximum downforce, take all the fuel, run 10 wings, take the diff off, because don't need it, lower that, and plonk these on. Right, awesome, here we go then, ready for Monaco. Right, here we go then, trying to make a claim for pole position here at Monaco into turn 1, that is Sainte Devote. Here we go then, in 7th gear, down to 4th, trail braking, use a lot of the inside curb, get on the power as much as you can, up the hill, through Mirabeau then, is it Mirabeau? I can't even remember the corner names, but into the Casino Square, down to 4th gear, long swooping corner, then chucking it in through here, and this is going to be Mirabeau, avoiding the bump on the inside, into Mirabeau then, and into the iconic Lowe's hairpin, trail braking through, try not to lock up, 4th gear, sideways in, 1st gear, the slowest corner on the F1 calendar, really have to come to a stop, short shift to 2nd as we come into Portiere, a very also iconic corner that leads on to the famous tunnel, not getting the best exit we want through here, and into the Nouvelle chicane after the tunnel, use the camber, just the shortest run through the flat out tunnel, into the Nouvelle chicane then, braking as late as we possibly can, down to 2nd gear, try not to hit that inside wall, getting this power as late as we can, as early as we can, and in to back, chucking it in before the swimming pool section with purple sector 2, and in to the swimming pool chicane, chucking it through and in to Rascasse, braking as late as we can, trying to take a tight line. We get a bit of a lock up, have to turn the car with the gears a little bit and chucking it into the final corner, and trying to take the shortest run to the line as well. We're sideways coming out of the corner onto the final corner. Is it going to be pole? It looks like it may be. It's a 1:11.5, not the best lap time of course around the Monaco circuit, but what place is it going to be? Is it going to be pole? It's going to be 2nd. Let's see who toppled us to 2nd. Let's see who toppled us to pole position then. So it was our teammate Ghost. So it's a Williams at 1-2. Willis lines up in 3rd in the Mercedes. Sumo in 4th in the Renault. Scott lines up a nice P5 in the McLaren. It's Mullen in P6 for Red Bull Racing, beating out Miriles in the McLaren. Sonic and Davila in the Renault, and Haas cars rounding off the grid with no times set. So we're going to be looking to hold off Willis and try and make an attack on our teammate. Don't want to take each other out, because a 1-2 for Williams at Monaco will be pretty amazing, it must be said. But we go to the lights and to the grid here at Monaco. Hopefully we don't make too much of a mess at turn 1. Obviously Sainte Devote being turn 1. No heroics into Sainte Devote, as Jeff, our engineer, would say. Get ready though to go to the lights as everyone readies up here at Monaco. If I get driven into, they're not surviving the GT League, let's say that much. But as we go to the lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, we get ready for lights out here at Monaco. It is lights out and away we go. It's a pretty poor start from our teammate. It's a pretty poor start from Willis as well, but he's managed to get alongside us into turn 1. We're going to hold him off. There's a bit of contact. I'm in the wall. Willis manages to claim the move up the hill, and he's managed to claim the lead. He's got a cut back on both Williams, who are now going to be on the back foot of Willis, who, we now need to try and make the ground up. We need to work together to try and chase him. Ghost may have a bit of damage through into Mirabeau then. Miriles up into P4. Mullen already with a 2-second time penalty. That does not surprise me one bit. Willis into the Lowe's hairpin for the first time, leads the way in the Mercedes, followed by the 2 Williams, trying to use the power to turn the car. It is just that slow. Even the intense downforce of the F1 car can't get us turned through there. Through Portiere and onto the back straight through the tunnel. You can hear the cars echo as we come through the tunnel and into the Nouvelle chicane. Ghost looking up the inside on Willis into the Nouvelle chicane. He's going to be looking to reclaim the race lead. Willis having to go off the track to avoid him, and he's managed to fall back into 2nd, and Ghost retakes the race lead through into the back and into the swimming pool section, chucking it through. Flat. Mullen has retired into the swimming pool chicane. We're on the back of Willis. Can we try and make a move potentially into Rascasse? Not quite going to materialise. We give him a bit of a tap all over the gearbox of Willis then, and our teammate re-inherits the race lead. We're going to try and do the same. We're going to try and make it a Williams 1-2. We've got the DRS. He's going to go defensive into turn 1. We make a bit of contact with our friend Willis into turn 1, then bit of contact again, and we lose a bit of ground. He's going to be on the back of GG Ghost, who is looking to try and hang on to that race lead. It's going to be a 3-car train for the race lead up in front. Very difficult to overtake, as is the nature of Monaco. You can hardly go 1 wide, let alone 2 wide. Willis into Mirabeau then, looking to chase down after GG Ghost. This is going to be be a fight for the race lead into the lowest hairpin again, making a bit of contact with Willis. Loving these love taps with Willis. And the Mercedes through then into Portier and onto the tunnel for the second time. We get complete understeer and we've spun round and we've hit the wall, and that's definitely not what we're going to want to be doing, and that's going to be a massive damage to our front wing, and that Monaco, that is definitely not what we want. So it's going to be a lot of pressure alleviated off Willis's shoulders. Let's see if we can catch up. We've got Miriales for company as well. So it's going to be interesting to see if we can hang on to this podium place. Our teammate still leads the way, but with this damage it's going to be very difficult to hang on. We just need to white line the hell out of it and make this car as wide as possible at Monaco. That shouldn't be too difficult. But up into Raskas we go then for the time being, and Miriales gets a bit of a tank slapper behind us on the run to the line then. Ghost still manages to lead the way. A second back is Willis. Let's see if we can try and close the gap. Let's hope they make a couple of mistakes up in front if we want any hope of winning this race. Sonic in the Renault chasing down the McLaren, who at the time being are using Renault engines, so it's going to be a battle of attrition between the two of them. He's going to be up our inside into Casino Square. We go very wide with our damage. He's going to try and set up a cutback and try to go down the inside into Mirabeau. It's not quite going to materialise. We aim ourselves at the corner, bit of contact with the rear wheel. We're going to be sideways into the Lowe's hairpin and looking to try and hang on to this P3. We're going to be sideways Tokyo drifting, and we'll go very wide. Is he going to be up or inside into Portier? No, not quite. We just need a good exit. Short shift our way up to 4th, 5th, get the car to bite a bit more. Miriales all over the back of us then, through the tunnel and into the Noval chicane. We're going to go defensive. He's going to look to the outside. We're going to hang on. We're going to brake as late as we can. He's going to swoop around our outside. We're going to be side by side through the Noval chicane, just about managing to keep it clean. We tap Miriales a little bit on the exit. So sorry about that. Not much I could do. I was understeering, but we just about managed to keep it side by side through the Noval chicane, and that's promoted Sonic up into P4. A man we had a very good battle with at Catalonia the race before in Monaco, though. Can we replicate it? It's going to be very difficult. Ghost again with another faster slap, and it looks like Sonic is looking to chase after us once again. We've losing a lot of ground to the leaders, but we're hanging on to 4th and 5th. We're on to lap 4 of 5 now, so not else much we can do but try and hang on to this podium place. Davila sets the fastest lap further back as well. We're going to try and hang on to Sonic, who is looking rather fast. He's going to try and set up a cutback onto us into Mirabeau. We're going to park the rear bumper of our car into Mirabeau, so we can't quite get the car to bite enough and get a cutback into Mirabeau. Unfortunately for him, he's looking so desperate to get his way through, and through tight section. We've now got 5 viewers. Welcome to the stream, guys. It's a very big lock up though, and we've gone very wide. There's a bit of contact towards the back of our car, and Sonic, who looked to try and get a cutback, is struggling to get past, but he's going to have DRS and ERS. Is he going to send it up the inside into the Noval chicane? He's going to have a little look similar to Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton, but not quite going to come to materialise to anything. We've got Davila on the back of this train as well. I've got a lap and a half to hang on to this 3rd place. He's tapping the wall through to back himself through the swimming pool into the swimming pool chicane, chucking it in 3rd gear, using the curb on the inside, getting a very big tank slapper into Raskas and locking up once again, not doing our tyres any good. Good thing this isn't an actual league race. Chucking it through, short shift into 3rd, up the gears we go as we round off on to the final lap. Davila's looking very quick as well. We're going to try and hang on. Sonic is looking very quick. He's going to cut Sandoval to try and stick with us, and we go up by Rivage then for this final time. Is he going to be looking to the inside? Yes, he is, up to Casino Square. We're going to try and keep it pinned around the outside. He's going to squeeze us out, so we managed to claim that podium place. Can we do anything about it though? We just need to stick with him and try and keep the gap. Davila's looking up our inside as well. We're going to cover that off, but Sonic is looking very good to try and reclaim this podium place then, but we're going to try and stick with him just as much as we can. We're going to have to look backwards to Davila though a bit more, who's looking very eager to get past as well, but Sonic, we just need to make sure he makes mistakes, so we're going to try and put the power down as quickly as we can. Davila's got a better exit though. He's going to be to our outside then and down the inside, potentially into the Noval chicane. Not quite going to materialise to anything. He's going to send it though. We're going to have to turn out and cut the chicane. Big send from Davila. I got a 2-second time penalty for corner cutting, but there's not really much else I could have done there. He sent it up the inside. I had to turn out of the corner, and not much I could have done. But we're on the back of Davila then. Can we make a move into Raskas? Bit of a wall tap to the outside we go then. Can we do anything about it? No. Can we get a cut back onto the final straight? We've got a 2-second time penalty. We're very wide. We're going to hit the wall, and we're sideways coming out of the corner as Miriales beat us to the line. It's going to be a run to the line side by side, and Miriales just about pips us to 4th place with our penalty. So that has been the APPF1 5-lap races commentated by myself while also racing. So it's been very interesting and a bit of fun to do that as well. Average, yeah, pretty average trip. But that has been myself commentating these 5-lap races. I hope you have enjoyed me struggling to race and commentate. If you have, do make sure to leave a like and subscribe. But this has been me, and this has been APPF1. Make sure to tune in on Sunday for the Sunday Night Sprint races commentated by myself. Thank you